Mining job hunt. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and today we're going to do a job hunt using the keywords underground, surface and dump truck. So to start with, let's have a look at the dump truck. So if you type dump truck in and give it a spin, you'll see all these jobs come up. Now, a lot of these jobs are based in WA, and a lot of these jobs are also with labour hire companies. What you really want to be looking for are the people that do the employment, so the owners and the big contractors like this mob. Now, if you click on to them, they're looking to poach people, and this is for pit jobs. And the big thing I want everybody to notice is that one, they're not asking for any R2 tickets, and two, they're not asking for an S11 or a generic induction. I've just noticed lately that there's been a few training mobs spring up around the place trying to flog the generic induction around the country. They're even trying to flog it over here in WA. And it's only for Queensland and it's only for coal. As you can see, the bare amount of research that we're going to do in this video will show you that you don't need an S11 or an R2 ticket to get a job on a Hardrock mine, whether it be underground or open cut. So most of these are labour hire companies, but again, there's companies like Macca that they take on new starters, but they're like a lot of the companies, they turn over a lot of new starters as well. And again, if you have a look down at the requirements, nobody's asking for any tickets, they're just asking for a current driver's license, and they're definitely not asking for a generic induction. So if we type in surface and we have a look at that one, again, there's lots of labour hire companies looking for drillers and offsiders. But the best place to go and have a look is the actual employers. And this is a good one, a surface operator job for Redpath. So this is in Queensland. And this is for Lady Loretta, which is a big underground mine, and they're looking for people, it looks like, to work around the ROM and the crusher, and also doing their batch plant upstairs for their paste plant, and their shot firing, their shotcreting as well. And again, this is actually in Queensland. It's a Hardrock mine, and the one thing that they're not asking for is an S11 or an R2 ticket or a generic induction. You only need an S11 if you're going to work on a coal mine in Queensland. You don't need an S11 or a generic induction if you're going to work in a hard rock mine anywhere in Australia. Next, you type underground in and give it a spin. There's a few more jobs going underground at the moment because there's more operations opening up, and with the open pit jobs, the employers are poaching a lot of the people from Queensland that have just recently lost their jobs in coal mines or have been made redundant. So they're doing a lot of poaching that way. Whereas with underground, they're having to hire direct new starters. And again, this is a big owner operator, and they're looking for people around Kalgoorlie. Again, they're not asking for R2 tickets, they're just asking for a minimum C-class, which is a manual driver's license in WA, and they just want people that can get to WA and are willing to have a go. It's a 6-month fixed-term contract to start with. The reason that they do that is because they want to have a look at everybody for a while, because they turn a lot of people over. But again, nobody's asking for a generic induction. We come down a bit further, you can see BHP, Olympic Dam. This one will be a very popular job to apply for because it's open to everybody living in Adelaide, because they fly and fly out of Adelaide. And again, if you go through the role and have a good look, none of it's asking for an S11 or a generic induction or an R2 ticket. They just want a valid driver's license, and if you want to stand out from everybody else, knowing how their mine works goes over very well. One of the reasons that all the jobs generally ask for experience is that they don't necessarily, care about what experience you've got driving the truck. The experience that they're asking for is how the mine works, what everybody does on site, how the camp works, just knowing the ins and outs of everything. And again, none of these companies, experienced truck operators, for burn cut, they're looking for people. They're trying to poach people at the moment by putting the price up, so they're paying people more to poach people from other sites, but that's not You know, it's having a limited effect because there's so many new jobs opening up. And again, no R2 tickets, no S11, no generic induction. They just want a minimum of 6 months experience, so they know you know how their mind works, and they know that you can make it past that first 6 months, because lots don't. Now, if you want to improve your chances of making it past the first 6 months, I suggest you have a look at the sponsors training, the Intro to Underground Mining. This was written by a group of shift bosses to increase a new starter's chance of making it. And the best way to increase your chance of making it is to know exactly what you're getting yourself into. So it covers all the duties of employers, employees, how the mine works, scaling, everybody's job on the mine site. It just gives you a really good level of detail so you can approach the employers, and it makes you very attractive to them, because instead of in their current system that it takes 2 to 6 months to get somebody up to speed when they go in knowing nothing, once somebody's done this and they've learnt the information, all the employer has to do is teach them how to drive the truck or nipper, and that can only take a couple of weeks. So instead of taking 2 to 6 months to get a safe and productive member of crew, you end up with a safe and productive member of crew in a couple of weeks. And that's the big selling point for the sponsors training. Only costs $450. It teaches you everything that you need to know. If you want some more help, they do offer a work ready package, which is more expensive, but you get a ticketed WA shift boss to help you along. So that becomes their job to make sure that you understand the mining information. They'll do a mock interview with you and come up with a bit of a plan of where and how you're going to try and get into the industry. So that's the job hunt for this week. I'm going to start doing job hunts every week because there's a lot of demand for it. And please, if you get anything out of this, get out of it that for the hard rock mining industry, you don't need R2 tickets, you don't need S11s, and you definitely don't need generic inductions. And when you do apply with all those things on your resume to an employer, all you're saying to the employer is that I haven't done my research properly, I don't know how the mining industry works, and most employers would rather take somebody with no experience and somebody that's got the situation wrong. Now, that can be hard to hear, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. If you could like and subscribe the channel and share this information round, I will start doing a weekly job hunt video. Thank you.